The coco melon, guys.
Coco melon.
Okay.
Okay. So, ayan ah.
But
So
these were developed specifically for that high sweetness.
high sweetness. So.
Yeah.
This one's, I think this one is the sweetest one. This one.
The Fujisawa.
Sir.
So
Yep.
you have the crunchiness
Yeah.
and the sweetness. Good.
Oh, direct.
Very good.
Yan. Ayan.
Like Antonon.
Yun no?
Who is sweeter, your wives or the...
Yeah! may
Now I
may
need to be
hugot,
very
may hugot.
careful.
May hugot. Yan.
Of course.
Bawal sa inyo, pareho kayo diabetic.
But the melon's getting close.
May insulin naman, sir.
May insulin naman, may insulin.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Doc.
Thanks, Doc.
Sarap.
Yeah. Fujisawa.
It's good now.
Yes, sobra.
Sarap.
Okay, Sir Mike.
Good.
Gusto mo bang matuto ng agribusiness, crops, livestock and poultry, aquaculture, at ma-inspire sa mga success stories? Agribusiness, how it works! As a YouTube channel, Agribusiness features entrepreneurs, farmers, organizations, OFWs, investors. However, beyond our usual content and official endorsements, Agribusiness does not engage in other business dealings with them. While our viewers and featured individuals and entities may choose to pursue business deals with each other on their own, we encourage them to be cautious in doing so.
So, direct, ito, weather has something to do with the sweetness also.
Light intensity.
Light intensity.
Light intensity.
Very important.
Um,
And you need to steer the plant. So towards the end of the cycle, you start reducing the
Damit.
fertigation. So you stress the plant a little bit, and it starts converting more into sugar. Sugars, yeah.
Good day. Tamis.
This is best for summer.
Summer,
Not
yeah.
really, kasi controlled.
Yeah,
No,
well,
no.
what's crucial
you
is
don't
during the sugar buildup, which is about 2 weeks before the harvest time, if you get a very nice light intensity, then you get the sweetness right. However, during, let's say, a week before maturity, if you get a lot of cloud cover, you don't get the right sweetness also. So that's why it's critical to have the right
My
in
sugar's
programming.
spiking so much.
Programming on
like
when
it.
to really harvest it, yung seasonality.
Ma'am, mas masarap ito, ma'am.
Kasi
That's right.
remember dito you can control the irrigation eh. You can control the nutrition. However, it's
light.
difficult to control the sunlight.
Yeah.
So
But we do have growers that do melon year round.
yes,
So it is
yes.
possible, but
You just have to choose the right climate, I
Yeah.
suppose,
Yeah.
in terms of growing area. There are locations in the Philippines that is ideal really for growing. Especially
Like what
those,
region, sir?
Well, for the
Region
outdoor,
one.
I'm talking about outdoor. Yeah, region 1, region 2.
Okay.
Well, it's seasonal, but you know, during the dry season, they produce a very nice melon. But if you go down south, let's say in the areas of General Santos,
okay.
Cotabato, Tupi, for example, Pulumulok, where you get a very nice weather and good, consistent weather pattern, then you get the right sweetness also. So that's the key.
good stuff.
You know, you can grow it this big, but then if you don't get the right weather during the 2 weeks, last 2 weeks of the growing cycle, then you might not get the quality, the sweetness. So, pero kung sa atin naman, matabang, pasado na eh. Di ba? Sa palengke, papasa na matabang. So, but then again, if you really want to have high quality tulad nito, no, high sugar, then the weather helps, and then yung cultivation practice also is very crucial.
You can do it open field, but then you have more adverse conditions to manage.
Yeah.
When there's typhoon or when suddenly a lot of rain. The thing, melon is like a desert crop, no? So it can withstand hot conditions.
Sir, tikman ko to.
Yeah. Tamis din direct. Okay na.
So,
Ating hawakan.
itong pinaka.
Yan.
Ito yung pinaka, sir.
Yes.
Oo.
Just sa pinakamasarap.
But the advantage of this one is your storability.
Yeah. This one, Sir Mike.
Ito.
This one, sir.
Shelf life is very long.
Really?
Honeydew, yeah.
Yeah, you can store it for a couple of weeks without deteriorating. So for long, like supermarket, they want a long shelf life variety. So then you must look for this.
Shelter
Iba-
tools.
Yeah, also good.
Iba yung
shelter.
Iba yung texture lang
Oo,
lasa.
mas cottony, mas spongy ang texture. This one is crunchy and
Sweet.
sweet
Sweet.
and grainy.
Yeah.
A bit grainy.
Yeah, it has a bit more crunch.
More crunch, yes. So, but you see the different flavor profile and aroma of different types of melon. So, which is, but again, as you can see, Emie was able to combine different melon in one system.
One system.
So, the system is very crucial. Ano, kasi this system is flexible, whether you want it for melon or maybe tomatoes also.
Cherry tomatoes here is the best.
Cherry tomato, they have grown it here also. Bell pepper maybe also. Ano,
No,
so,
we're not able to make it.
you're not making.
Ayun. Hindi
So, may
yun.
mga
Dutch back
suitability.
system.
So,
Cherry tomato, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Last time, very wonderful. Yeah.
so at the end of the day, the grower has options in terms of setup and system. Ano, this one is Dutch bucket, as I mentioned earlier, no? Less uses of fertilizer and irrigation, especially kung may problema ka sa irrigation water at nagtitipid ka sa pataba. Ano, yung system na ginagawa namin is drain to waste, ano, in BUKID AMARA. So then we lose a bit of fertilizer. Ang ginagawa lang namin, may collection tank kami sa dulo, which Emie also installed, para pinandidilig lang namin sa outdoor
But
crops,
this also
sa mga
makes
flowers.
this a closed system.
Yeah, this is a closed system. Kaya tipid sa pataba.
Tipid sa pataba ito.
Oo.
But
And
when I
tipid
tried
sa
this-
substrate,
Yeah, sobrang
Kasi
good.
normally you're only using about maybe a few ml of cocoa peat
Compared to 10 kilo.
O 10 liters yung sa akin So you in terms of labor cost kasi ang tagal mag-prepare ng cocoa peat in a 10 liter, ang taas ng labor cost namin.
Pero ano yung deciding factor what system you're gonna use?
On the crops. Just
On the crops.
You want to do here bell pepper. Ayaw niya.
Oo. Also, for example, for tomato, if you're going to choose this and if you have bacterial issue, then medyo delikado.
Yes.
Delikado.
So, kasi bacterial wilt, pag napatakan ka ng isa,
The
systemic
rest,
na.
ano na lahat.
So, unless you do grafting, but nobody yet.
Yes.
We tried, grafting
We
dito.
tried this, okay.
We are trying technologies here also sa Turbulent. But yung kasi yung future you know, combining a strong rootstock na resistant sa sakit and then with a sayo na maganda ang quality ng produce. But for future, I hope in the Philippines we will be able to develop. There are some companies na nagtatry. Emie is also trying. But again, you choose the right system. Dutch bucket seems to work for melon based on his experience.
And the cherry tomato.
Cherry tomato
Cherry
also.
tomato.
But make sure lang that you keep the irrigation clean. So that's the key. Yung biosecurity, again, what Emie explaining earlier, yung biosecurity measures natin, should be in place. And as you can see, RIJK has done their assignment for many years already, introducing the right seed for not only for Philippines, because these are also being grown in Southeast Asia. In other regions in Asia. Kasi the good thing about what they do is they do a regional development. What works in the Philippines can also work for Thailand, Vietnam, Indonesia, Malaysia. So things like that. At the end of the day, they always say the seeds are expensive, no? But if you look at the total cost, the seed input is really small compared to what it can bring to the table. So, for example, this kind of quality, you don't get this in the outdoor.
Yes, of
On
course.
the outdoor varieties, it's impossible to get this. And instead of selling it 50 peso per kilo, you can sell it at maybe thrice or 4 times as much, or maybe 5 times as much, if you get the right quality. So those are the key. May it be pepper or tomato. The key is again the management, the system, and the genetics. I think that's why we are partners. Three of us are working together. But again, we have the same mission to educate and make sure the industry grows.
Yep.
So that's the key. Because if we're already lagging behind our ASEAN neighbors.
Yeah.
We need to inject technology technology on seeds, on structure, and also for skill set training. So that's a synergy. And we would like to share this technology to, of course, those who would really like to go into this business. At the end of the day, people, would like to seek opportunity to engage and invest on farming and agriculture. And we believe, Emie and Tark and me believe, with the right technology, the farming can be profitable. Not only for business people, especially yung young generation. Kasi talaga ang future natin nasa young generation.
Yeah.
So and this is pupwede sa kanila eh. Di ba?
You make it more attractive.
Make it more attractive to
Yeah.
them, make it more sexy to them. Cloud-based, like what he's doing. You see the automation, everything is by the cell phone already.
Yeah.
Everything is controlled. This one is automated already. You don't have to worry about manual irrigation. And then you have the roof to protect you from the rain and the elements, for example. So, yung mga ganyan po, ano. Again, now it's still a bit expensive. The technology is expensive in the country because it's an emerging market.
But sooner or later, sir.
Sooner or later, all the input material are gonna be, affordable, cheaper. Once there more growth coming in, then I think it will become more, cheaper.
Sir Tark.
So yeah, what we typically see as ROI, 3 to 4 years.
Okay.
Yeah. You will have challenges along the way.
Yes.
Very often you start with a honeymoon crop.
Yeah.
So the first cycle is very good, and then people start inviting visitors, and then you sometimes have a DC. So there will be challenges as you go along. But it's like a conservative number, 3 to 4 years. Yeah.
We always encourage those who would like to invest on this to work with numbers.
Numbers.
Everything can be quantified. Everything is quantifiable. I mean, looking at this crop, for example, this is probably about 1.5 kilo, and then you have this kind of spacing that Emie is doing is about 3 plants per square, right?
Yes.
So that means you're gonna get about 4.5 kilo already per square meter, and then maybe 3 cycle a year.
Yeah.
Wow, 3 cycles.
You can do 3 cycles.
You can do 3 cycles, so that's basically 13.5 kilo. But the key is how you market also.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, if you market this at 20 peso per kilo, you're not gonna get any money from it. That's why the product positioning, the presentation, the value adding matters a lot.
Yes.
You can sell this for 250, 350. If it's a Japanese melon, as much as 500 per kilo, you can. So and that would work out for you. Again, we always treat a greenhouse like a real estate.
Yes.
We value every square meter that we grow.
Yeah.
Like how much do you put in per square? 3,500 per square for the structure, for example. But how much do you get out of it per year? That's where you work on
the key metric is basically productivity per square meter per year.
Per year, yes.
So you have to take into account all your costing and then how many cycles you can run in during the year.
Yeah.
And it's good before you move into this space, look at your potential market
First.
Oh, yes. Don't do it if you don't have.
Yeah, if you don't know where to market, then but that's the thing to secure first.
Yeah.
Do your market study. Yeah.
Yes.
And these ones, for example, we saw this being marketed last year Christmas time.
Christmas time.
They were like 700 pesos per, per piece, no? Because it was really something special.
It can be for the seasonal product, like for Christmas, Chinese New Year.
Chinese New Year.
Gift item.
Yeah.
You just have to find the right market for it. It's not a commodity crop. It's what we call specialty.
Specialty.
Crop.
It is specialty.
So you really have to find the niche for it. People fail because they don't consider the marketing. Sometimes that's the problem.
These are not the varieties that you sell to the viajero.
To the palenque.
This is also not really for palenque.
Yes.
This should go into retail, so into the supermarket, and also to the restaurants, hotels, restaurants. For very nice fruit salad. In your breakfast buffet, that's where we typically see our produce being used.
Well, actually, in terms of market, there are a couple of market segments that they can look into.
Okay.
For example, this is for the fresh fruit market segment. This one can be designed for what we call fresh cut. Fresh cut is the melon that are already chopped and served into like Starbucks or 7-Eleven. As a fruit mix, na fresh fruit mix, or maybe for fast food chain or restaurant chain. So those are the kind of market that again you just have to know what the use are, and how you can position it. Same with leafy vegetable. There's a fresh cut market. There's a processed market. So those are the things that you can see. The key is the uniformity. So uniformity this is really nice. Really nice. So you see, I have to emphasize, these varieties nowadays are bred for thicker flesh, smaller cavity. You know, the traditional melon we have, ang nipis-nipis ng laman, ang laki-laki ng buto-butas. Ano, ito talaga kita nyo siksik na ang ano. That's why it's heavy. Yeah. So you get the most out of your box, out of your investment.
So konting-konti lang yung green.
Konti lang yung cavity niya. Tsaka konti rin lang yung ano.
Yeah.
So you don't see this in the traditional melon variety. These are the improvement. That's why you have breeders like
the
Rexona.
other ones you see the cavity start here.
Very, very
so you get less flesh.
Yes.
So that's the advantage of the breeding program. Ano, that's why you have seed companies like ZWAAN to do all varietal improvement, so that the farmers can get more profit out of the crop that they grow. If you stick with, you know, regular, you know, old generations old variety, sometimes you don't get the resistance, you don't get the productivity in. Hence the profitability is very small. So yeah, again, seed cost is just one input and it's not the most expensive. Ano, it may be expensive per seed, but if you look at the total cost, fertilizer, labor cost, and everything, it's a very small portion. So, don't be afraid. Ang ina-encourage ko sa mga grower, wag silang matakot sa mahal ng buto ni Rixwan. No,
I get that a lot.
Don't be afraid of the seed cost kasi it brings you the profitability.
Yes, okay.
So,
sir, ano yung pinakamalaking expense?
mostly it's labor.
Labor.
For me, even if it's an automated greenhouse, it's still the labor.
Not even the construction of
well, the capital investment, yeah, syempre, malaki yung...
So you have your depreciation, amortization.
Yes.
But for the operational cost, it's still the labor cost.
The labor cost.
Material cost, it's lower than the labor cost still. Ano? But with the kind of system, tulad nito, automated na, so you get less labor na.
Very less.
Normally,
Very less labor.
Ang labor natin, ratio, no? Based on our experience, 1,000 square meter of greenhouse, you need 2 laborer. Normally.
Yeah.
But here, I think, with this kind of automation, maybe kahit isa kaya na eh.
Kaya.
Oo, so malaking tipid yun.
Sir Emie, anong pinaka-importante sa system na to?
The automation talaga.
The automation.
The irrigation. And the best seeds and the cultural practices are the best, very common. Importanting, we have to give proper doing on that. The seeds, the structure, and the cultural management. Yeah.
Sir, gaano pa katagal bago majority of the Filipinos will realize na ito na yung kailangan natin gawin?
Alam mo, ang kultura ng Pinoy, to see is to believe. You really have to show that it can be done, it is possible. Of course, there's always a question about investment.
Okay.
But then again, you have to start on the higher end, and hopefully in the future it will become more reasonably priced. I mean, for us, what is crucial is to gain the skill and the experience to grow. If you have more people who knows how to grow and they share the info, the problem with Philippines is we keep to ourselves. We don't share.
That's why we are here to share.
That's why we are here to share. Diba? Kanya-kanya. So, walang growth. Unlike in Holland, growers there share their experience and technology.
It's funny that you bring it up, because what I see here is sometimes people hold their cards close to their chest. No, you cannot visit my farm.
Yes.
All the developments that we have in the Netherlands, and why are we where we are today, is because the farmers have been collaborating a lot for already more than 100 years. And they created these study groups. So the farmers sit down together, say, okay, what variety works for you? What kind of technology works for you? And so they compare notes. All that, and that's also how I work. You can look in my kitchen. You cannot open all the pots.
Yes.
But you're welcome in my kitchen. And that's how we can learn from each other's experience and improve. And that's why, the Netherlands is very strong in seeds, for example, because they were able to develop and improve continuously. The same goes for greenhouse technology. They've been comparing notes. Okay, how can you tweak? How can we improve? So it's one of the, and I hope that as we go along, also in the Philippines, there will be more collaboration amongst the growers to make sure that, learn from mistakes and avoid making mistakes. And that's one of the reasons, that's one of the things that we want to bring to the Philippines is, okay, one, there should be more gulay in the market. People should consume more vegetables. because vegetable consumption per capita per year is still relatively low. So that should improve, and then we bring the right technology for the growers to be profitable and to have a solid business case, and then also increase the availability in all the different market channels based on, of course, our seeds. And it can also be someone else's seeds. That for me is irrelevant. Basically, I just want the whole sector to grow.
The main battle cry of Turbulent Dairy Farm, knowledge sharing, open book.
But for some reasons, agribusiness, natutuwa rin kami na yung not just for the crops, but even for livestock and poultry and other industries, talagang they're willing na ipakita. Kaya even our audience nagugulat sila, meron palang ganyan sa Pilipinas. Kasi nowadays, unti-unti, the big players are showcasing their farms.
But that's why I like what you guys are doing. You create more exposure, people become more familiar, and we can learn from each other. All that to make the whole industry more attractive, more profitable, more interesting, for the greater benefit.
Third, for the Philippine market, what's your prediction?
Well, I'm bullish. I'm optimistic. I see a lot of investor interest. So people are expanding. So there's more greenhouses being constructed. You see that total area with greenhouse in the Philippines is still relatively small. We're looking at maybe 1,100 hectares in total, and that includes the simple tunnel type. But the growth rate is at least 10% a year, which means that as we go along, more and more greenhouses will be constructed and more people will work in protected cultivation. So I'm very optimistic that as we go along, we'll see more vegetables and higher quality vegetables available in the market. And already mentioned by Mike, there is a challenge in Philippine agriculture because the farmers are not getting younger. And we're already we're still young. We're still
almost there. Almost there.
This is what happens when you eat a lot of vegetables. Keeps you young. No, but what we need to make sure that it stays attractive. And that also young generation wants to do this and is enticed to move into this segment. And compared to, let's say, 10 years ago, I see more young people getting into the industry. So this is a very long answer to your question. But the answer is I'm optimistic about vegetable cultivation in the Philippines. We're not there yet. I wish it would grow faster, but we're on the right track.
Sir Mike, madadagdagan ba yung mga ginagawa na natin ngayon na yung mga crops na gino-grow natin? Ano pa yung mga possible na maidagdag doon sa mga nakikita natin ngayon?
Well, this is basically protective cultivation. The greenhouse cultivation is and smart farming is it's a growing trend. Although it's a bit slow, but we foresee a potential for it to grow. Especially, it's just a matter of engaging, the right businesses in it. Kasi potential for export is very huge. Maybe domestic is very small. But potential for export, especially in the southern island of Mindanao, for example, where they have the facility, the logistics, and the capacity to do it, can be competitive to the ASEAN neighbors. Kaya we're putting a demo in Mindanao, in Davao. Emie is also putting a demo there. Why? Because the big plantations are there, and they're always looking for diversification of crop. And we just think that if we show them the technology that it can be done they can easily scale up. Again, at the end of the day, if it's profitability for the grower, if they see some good potential, or they see some companies growing, and making money, others will follow. And then at the end of the day, this is now, I would say, the technology is a bit expensive, but hopefully in the future, we see that the application in soil-grown crops, outdoor cultivation, let's say drip irrigation for open field, is possible. In fact, at the moment, just this week, we are starting to do drip irrigation outdoor with Turbulent in Davao. And we're planning to grow melon, outdoor melon, to see if it's possible to do it on the right climate, for example. So we are also mentoring mga farmer cooperative na, yung mga small growers natin, on the use of science and irrigation, drip irrigation control and nutrition sa open field. Nandun kasi potential eh. Unang-una, kasi inefficient na yung mga granular fertilization, napaka-inefficient eh. What we see in the future is precision agriculture.
Oh yes.
That's the direction we wanted to, yun ang advocacy namin, nila Emie tsaka nila Tark, no? Right? So we would like to precise.
Maybe, if I can add,
Please.
we need to do more with less.
More with less, more with
I
less.
mean, water availability. There's also a drive towards utilizing less crop protection. In various countries, what you already see is that the supermarkets do not want certain residue levels. So you need to bring in produce that does not contain any chemical spores or residues, right? So all this drives efficiency. So we need to be more efficient with our resources.
Sir, may klaruhin ko lang. You mentioned yung open field.
Yes.
So, ano ang technology ina-apply natin doon sa open field?
Initially, for the outdoor, no, we see a potential in drip irrigation.
Okay.
Because that's the start eh. The irrigation and the fertigation tawag natin.
Okay.
Kasi majority of the granular fertilizer are inefficient. Sometimes if you use urea, the efficiency is maybe 30% or less. So you're throwing away a lot of nutrition and investment. Kasi fertilizer is cost eh, di ba? So with precision farming, and if you know how much you irrigate, and how much you fertilize, then you get more precise response from the crop and more efficient growth. Again, like what Tark said, using less for more. It starts there. And then all the tools for smart farming like soil sensing will become later on. Weather forecasting is also crucial kasi the weather data is crucial for you to program your crop. But we have to teach the small farmers itong mga ganitong technology. Ngayon kasi, ang tawag natin actually, if you talk to a small farmer, they will always say, ang farming ay sugal.
Okay.
Right? It's a gamble. Because they don't know, they have no control eh. No, for precision agriculture, we have to have some sense of control. In terms of irrigation, nutrition, and then in terms of knowing how much to irrigate by, the tools that we can use, and weather prediction. Yung forecasting kasi nakakalimutan eh. Tulad ng mga farmer natin, minsan magtatanim lang kasi nagtanim ang kapitbahay ko, kumita siya, tatanim din ako.
Tanim din siya.
But they don't, have you look at the weather, for example, and the market, for example. Kasi kung gaya-gaya, ang tanim, bagsak ang presyo.
Yes.
Diba? So yung ganun ang tinitingnan natin. But I think we start with the drip irrigation first. Teach them how to control irrigation and control nutrition. And hopefully makita nila yung value doon. From there, then we add on yung mga tools. Like yung sensing. Kasi nobody's measuring the soil moisture.
Yes.
Kasi ang decision sa irrigation is based on soil moisture.
Okay.
And also understanding of the crop. Kasi kami may tinatawag tayong plant physiology, no. Tulad nito, in the first 2 weeks o first 20 days from transplanting dito, they grow very quickly. Minsan, pag hindi mo hinabol lang pataba mo, tsaka irrigation, you are being left behind. You don't get the maximum size of the leaf, maximum thickness of the So, yun ang gusto nating ituro. Yung science behind farming. May tuturo yan. Ang kailangan lang is malaman ng farmer yung value on why they are doing it. Kasi, again, different crops has different growth rate. You have to, ang tawag po namin doon, ang mini-measure kasi namin yung plant activity. Yung greenness kasi ng dahon nito is based on the what we call photosynthesis, di ba?
Yes.
And photosynthesis is driven by the sun.
Okay.
And if it's really intense in photosynthetic activity for the given day kasi maganda araw, then hahabulin mo yung sa pataba. Hahabulin mo yung sa irrigation. Kasi mamaya it's very active and then they don't have enough moisture being absorbed, not enough nutrition, then you don't get the maximum potential.
Yes.
That's what we're saying. Ito maituturo to sa farmer. Yung mga farmer alam na kasi alam nila pag madilaw ang kulay, alam na niya kung gaano karami irrigate. But not all farmer knows it. No, it has to be taught. The science behind it. Those are the things kasi we have parameters na eh. We have quantifiable measurement like leaf surface area, dami ng sanga, taba ng puno, pati yung thickness, mapakamatis yan, ampalayan or whatever, those can be established. I think that's what the farmer needs to understand, that all the crop growth is can be monitored and quantified, and then you can steer like maniobra mo yung paglaki ng halaman doon sa gusto mong gawin.
It's a bit similar. When you work out a lot, you also need to adjust your diet.
Your diet, you get more protein.
If you do a lot of workouts, you need to get more protein in. So that's why also for plant growth, it's not like, okay, this is fixed for the whole cycle. No. Certain stages, the plant needs a bit more. When there's less light intensity, there's slower growth, you can also reduce a little bit. When it's good sunlight out, plant will grow fast, you need to add some nutrients. So these are the things that we need to work on.
And it's applicable to all crops.
All crops.
All crop. Flowers man yan, vegetable man yan, or fruit crops man yan, or plantation crop. That's basically, again, we have a long way to go in terms of precision farming and smart farming. But we have to start now. Otherwise, we're gonna be left behind by,
So yung drip irrigation na open field, kumusta ngayon yun? Gaano nakalaki yun?
Very small.
Until now?
The adaptation is very small. Very slow.
Very slow.
Very slow.
The ones that have been doing it already for many years are the big banana plantations, for example. But in vegetables,
very little.
Only a few.
Only a few. Well, some are doing soil-grown drip irrigation under rain shelter. In Benguet and Bukid noon, they've been doing it for many years.
Simple tunnel type.
Or coco lumber or bamboo rain shelters. They've been doing it. They have seen the value and they're profitable. Otherwise, they're not gonna be around anymore now. But they're still around. So that means the business is sustainable. And we hope others will follow.
But there's a few. So one is drip irrigation and start with mulching.
Mulching.
Yes.
Just to make a nice bedding, proper mulching, drip irrigation. You'll see your yield increase.
Tunnel cultivation, for example, using either plastic or net tunnel to cultivate. That is also a technology they need to work at. And precision fertilization. I think that's the key. Because we're wasting a lot of fertilizer, we're polluting the environment. So with drip irrigation, you get the right amount of fertilizer that the plant needs. For example, in our experience here, we know when to apply, at what time of the day we need to apply the most fertilizer. Because we capitalize on the activity of the plant. So we even program that. Like for example, in the morning we put 70% of our nutritional requirement and then 30% in the afternoon. Because before noontime, the plants are very active from 7 to 11 o'clock, for example. And we know. How did we know? Because we measure. And those are the things that are missing in Philippine farming. Yung hindi sila nagsusukat eh. Kami lahat sinusukat natin. Crucial yun. May it be small-scale farm or high-tech farm, it's the same principle. For us, what taught us is experience. We've been growing this for about 11 cycles na, I think, melon. So the first 3 cycle namin, it's talagang tuition fee. Laking tuition fee. Kasi
it's a learning curve.
It's a learning curve.
But you've seen already in Vietnam what can be done. And I believe that Philippines should at least be able to be as advanced as Vietnam is already today, So it's time for us to catch up a little bit.
It's time for us to catch up. That's our battle cry. We have been lagging behind. We would like, in our own personal capacity, to help out. That's why our mission and advocacy is to train more agriculturists and young agripreneurs and business people, and hopefully they can start up the industry. Ang tawag natin dito, in terms, if you compare it to Korea, white revolution.
Wow.
So from green revolution, then this is now protected cultivation is white revolution.
This is the white revolution.
So hopefully we can, go into that age of smart farming and protected cultivation na. We need it Why? Typhoon. Diba?
Adverse weather conditions, climate change.
Exactly,
water,
climate change.
water availability, higher temperatures. So for example, in Baguio, you see average temperature already going up, which means you need better heat-resistant varieties. These are all conditions that we need to manage.
So yung mga ganon, direct Again, we have a long way to go, but I think with intervention, with the right, kasi ngayon what's driving this growth in this segment are the private industry.
Yeah.
So, and hopefully we can influence the government to look into it. Kasi ito for the government, syempre priority natin rice and corn and the big crop eh.
Yeah.
But this can be big eh. This can be a big money earner for the Philippines if we get the right support and the willpower to support this small industry. Well, poultry did it.
Yeah.
Poultry ngayon is automated
grabe.
lahat, diba?
Grabe yung poultry.
Livestock is already way ahead, diba? But vegetable,
Naiwan.
napakaliit pa. So hopefully sana nasa level tayo ng poultry na, diba? Ang poultry industry, if you talk about complete control system, closed system, andun na sila eh. And they're profitable. They're exporting eh. Diba? We're exporting. So, but I hope to encourage all this. Maraming nagpo-poultry na gusto mag-venture.
Mag-venture.
Yun nga lang, di ba? Mga namimit natin yan eh. Pero ang tanong nila, paano ako kikita? Paano ko pakitain? Paano yung technology? And how can they have more control of technology? So yun siguro, yun lang ang kulang. Hungry naman ang ating business community to engage in this. Yun nga lang is they have to do it right, to have less risk by starting right. Marami kasi nadadapa. Marami nang nag-invest na mga mga individual put their money in it. Pati OFW pati mga seaman, marami nang tatanong sa atin, seaman, OFW, they want to put their savings into farming. But if they start wrong, yun ang naging problema. So they go bankrupt and then it's not sustainable. So that's why on our end, you show the technology, you train them, you show the possibility in terms of genetics, for example, that they can use. And hopefully, like what Tark said, you try everything. Not exclusive to ZWAAN, but then again, you try everything.
Preferably ZWAAN, of course. But yeah.
But you try everything.
Okay.
Kami, we've been trying all crops.
Yeah.
Why? Because we wanted to learn if we can do it. And if it's suitable to our climate. So yung isa pa, kailangan nila malaman, is it for you? Baka mamaya pinipilit mo pero hindi para talaga sa'yo, hindi para sa weather mo. Yun, kasi minsan pinipilit natin magletos sa lowland. Napakainit naman. Halimbawa lang yes, there are technology, there are intervention like what Emie is showing, yung mga cooling system for water temperature, but then again, yung cost, paano yung cost? How can you justify it? And how you package your product? Again, at the end of the day, in the business of farming and in any other business, there are I would say four components. The marketing, one, the financial management, you must have it. The human resource management, skill set training is crucial. So and then
the last one, sir.
So
Technology.
finance, marketing, human resource, and farm operation. Operation management is another one that they need to think about. So operation is the key, Kasi production to eh. So operation management is the key. And operation management involves human resource. And finance also, di ba? So ganun eh. So if you can optimize the efficiency in operation by using the technology, kasi technology input material and then technology in terms of skilled laborer. Dalawa, input and labor eh. Di ba? Those two produce your product eh. So you have to marry those two. The right input and the skilled manpower can produce the right crop or the maximum output for you.
Okay, I think we'll move down to the next greenhouse.
So pakita lang
I've been talking too much.
Agribusiness merch is now available on Shopee and Lazada. Agribusiness, how it works. Instruct, inspire, succeed.